All right, man, peace. So NBA great LeBron James is now 33 years old. He's still playing as well as, if not better than he's ever played in his career. But he's now starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And he's starting to accept the fact that he's going to have to start mentally preparing himself for the transition from the NBA to his life after the NBA. Now, there may be a myriad of reasons as to why he is now thinking about retirement. Of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Here's LeBron earlier today taking a look at the big picture as it relates to his career. Still in his prime, but can he see the finish line?
18 years I've been in this life right here, so I've already exceeded everything that I've ever dreamed about. So at this point, I'm just adding crazy toppings on the cake like my daughter would do. The game will let you know when it's over with. I kind of look at retirement as, for me, it was like getting engaged. It's like I didn't know if I was ready or not.
It wasn't about whether or not you were ready, brother. Let's be for real. The reason why you married Savannah was because she got tired of you sleeping with all them broads down there in Atlanta and Miami. And she said that if you don't put a ring on her finger, she was going to leave you and move back to Cleveland. And it was going to destroy your brand because part of your Nike brand is your family. So you had to marry her as a business decision. I'm not saying that you don't love her. I'm sure that you do. I mean, that's your business. But let's be for real. You were sleeping with all them broads down there in Miami, allegedly, and, creating a few babies, allegedly. And the chick got tired of it and gave you an ultimatum. She gave you an ultimatum, and you had to conform. You had to kowtow to her because she held some cards in her hand, and you understood that. At the end of the day, you're a corporate asset, that being Nike and a few of your other corporate sponsors. And you could not afford to have a relationship scandal. So she played the hand that she was dealt. She played it very well, and you married her. And I mean, look, it is what it is. For all intents and purposes, they have a beautiful relationship, and they've created beautiful children. But for him to stand there and say he don't know, he wasn't ready to get married, but it just had to stop. Let's be for real.
But I just felt like it was the time. Timing was right. The vibe was right.
Yeah, the vibe was, nigga, put a ring on it, or I'm leaving. I'm going back to Akron.
Did I know I was ready for marriage? I don't know. Right now, I feel great. I don't feel 33. I don't feel like I don't know. You guys know the minutes I've played in my career. I don't know that. I don't feel like I've been to these straight finals in a row. I don't feel like I came in at 18 and I've played pretty much 79-80% of games since I got to the NBA. So just keep it going. Y'all keep following. I'm gonna keep it going.
You're not contemplating this now.
What? Giving it up? Oh, I got too many sneakers to sell still.
Once again, a lot of truth is said in jest. He said, I can't retire yet. I have a lot of sneakers to sell. Absolutely. That's why you wore the mismatched sneakers in Washington, D.C. when you played against the Wizards, trying to act as if that was some form of attack on Donald Trump and his political policies, when, in fact, that was an idea of Nike. As I've told you, brothers, already, the reason why many of these major corporations, especially Nike, are attacking Trump is because he's not going to assist them in continuing to have their products made for cheap overseas. That's really all it's about. That's what the quote-unquote equality campaign is about from Nike. Using a lot of these simple-minded black athletes on their roster to help attack their political foes. And you know what? I shouldn't even say simple-minded, because many of these athletes know what they're being used for. They just don't care. And I mean, look, it is what it is. We live in a commercial society, so they have to get paid. It's just very, very disingenuous when these people try to act as if they're doing what they're doing because of some social responsibility, when in fact it's all about the bottom line, which is the greenback. All right, that's fiat money.
Yo, that was real talk. Like, one night, my girlfriend at the time, asking me, like, what are we doing? Where's this going? And then the next day we engaged.
No, what happened was she put your balls in a vice grip, and you decided to conform because you most likely were inexperienced in relationships, and she saw it, and she saw your future, and she said, look, either we're going to get married or I'm going to leave to another prospect. She most likely has someone else in her view. That's really what that was about. When the woman says things like, what are we really doing? What she's really telling you is that, I'm no longer willing to act nice or act cordial and just hang out with you and just kick it with you. I want you to glorify me by giving me the ring. And then we can play the husband and wife thing. Now, fortunately for Michael Smith, his relationship has lasted. So that's a great thing. That means that they actually had a bond. But when she told him that because she was looking at somebody else. And she was like, nigga, look, if we're not going to move forward, I'm moving forward. So I'm moving forward regardless. Either it's going to be with you or with somebody else. But for him to say he doesn't know how he went from being a boyfriend to being a husband, that means that he still is not quite sure. Years down the line, he still doesn't understand what she did.
So you just know when you know. Dave McMenamin knows what I'm talking about.
You know when you know. You mean you knew after she told you.
In Toronto tonight, you were there when LeBron talked about his future. What stood out to you, other than that awesome analogy?
Yeah, well, Michael, yeah, I liked that, but that was very good. Michael, though, a couple of years ago, we entertained this question with LeBron because Tim Duncan was on his way out the door, Kobe Bryant was, Kevin Garnett was, and LeBron said, my mind's not even there right now. He wouldn't even go down that road with us. Today, a Toronto reporter opened up the door a little bit, and he walked right through it. Now, he's certainly not saying he has impending plans for retirement.
Well, I think that how this year turns out is going to have a major effect on LeBron's outlook for his career. I don't think that LeBron's willing to just play to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points. I think that he's willing to do that as long as he still feels like he has a viable chance to be a champion. But I think that he sees the writing on the wall that even though he's still playing at an elite level, that there are teams, plural, that are better than his team. So expect LeBron after this season to make a move to another team where he can expect to win a championship. Either that, or if he's going to stay with Cleveland, they're going to have to bring in some pieces that are going to guarantee him a chance to win a championship. Either way, this season is going to be a major, major turning point in LeBron James's career. Just the fact that he's willing to now speak about retirement and touch on that topic shows that he's considering moving forward with his life and understanding that playing another 5 years and not winning a championship is not really going to benefit him. Accumulating stats is not going to raise his, he's not going to raise his esteem or improve his legacy any. If he ends his career with 3 championships and 6 losses or 7 losses in the finals, no one's going to say he's better than Jordan or Kareem. So he needs to win. And he understands that. So he's not talking about retirement because he feels like he can't play anymore because he's getting old. He's talking about it because he sees the NBA landscape.
But the equation of off-court interests in terms of family, in terms of business, are starting to at least equal, or if not surpass, his on-court interests. And that's when guys seem like they know it's time to go. Now, he can do so much more with his off-court interests while he's a player, setting them up over these next 2, 3, how many more years he plays. But, I thought it was significant that we had the same conversation a couple of years ago, and he shut it down. At this stage of his career, though, he is open to talking about it because obviously it's been on his mind.
Of course. He sees the Boston Celtics. He sees the Golden State Warriors. He sees the Houston Rockets. I mean, they just got scraped by the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's a team that's going to be a problem probably another 2 years. So LeBron understands, the writing is on the wall. When you're a Lion and you have control of your pride, and you have the strength to fight off incumbent male lions, after a few years, when your strength is starting to wane, or when you're at your peak and you can't get any stronger, and every year those incumbent lions are getting stronger and stronger. Sooner or later you're going to have to hand over your pride to a stronger, younger lion. This is what it is.
The conversation about what's wrong with the Cavs could continue into tomorrow. Again, they're playing one of the best teams in the NBA. This nation get to see him for the first time on national television. Real quick before I let you go, what's up with Kyle Lowry, that nasty spill he took the other day?
Yeah, game time decision. I spoke to a member of the Cavs coaching staff who was in touch with Kyle yesterday, and Kyle said he was going to give it a try to play, but that's going to be determined. We'll be talking to Dwayne Casey right when I leave you guys, and hopefully get an update there.
Don't let me hold you any longer. Thanks, Dave.
Ain't nobody thinking about no damn Kyle Lowry. He's got to be the most overrated player in the NBA. I'm sorry, I don't care how many stats you put up during the regular season. When the going gets tough and you have to leave the court because you have to decompress because the pressure's getting to be too much, nah, man, you can have a nice day. But anyway, that's the topic on LeBron James and his possible impending retirement. We'll see what happens as this season goes along. Anyway, peace.